Hey guys, how's it going? Elijah D. Gray here, and today I'm back with another video. And you guys can already tell from the title, I'm going to be doing even more manga recommendations. This one is going to have manga that are a little longer than the last one. These are all around an average of 20 chapters or so and still releasing. So I have a little more to say on them, but before I get right into it though, I do want to say a massive thanks to the support I've been getting recently. It's really amazing. So that's why I'm giving you guys even more manga recommendations. The first manga I'm going to be talking about is probably the manga I'm most on the fence about, and that is Windbreaker. Sakura, our main protagonist, who wants nothing to do with weak people and wants to prove himself by winning fights, moves to a high school notorious for its delinquents. But as he arrives at the school, it turns out all the guys are good and just want to protect the town they live in from other delinquent gangs in the area. That's just a basic synopsis of this manga, but there's also not much more to say about it, sadly. The plot is cool, and what we've seen happen is also really cool, but I have one problem with this manga being Sakura, our protagonist. I don't get him, as dumb as that sounds, and I don't like him. Now, there's a reason I'm still recommending this manga though, and that's because it's a delinquent manga, and for anyone who's read one, then you would understand there's a plethora of other characters to like that make up for the MC. Also, if you can enjoy Sakura, that's great. Good for you, but I just don't. But let's not talk about the sore thumb of this manga, there's still good stuff in it. Like I said, the other characters make up for the MC, except Nire. I also don't like him, but besides him and Sakura, I really like the cast of this manga. The fights are done really well, and overall the art is good. As far as the first 32 chapters that are out go, there's been some pretty solid character moments too, and enjoyable cast building. If you're looking for a new delinquent series to read, and you've already read some of the good old ones, then I would give this one a go. If you don't like it after the first 10 chapters or so, then I don't blame you, and I'd say go on to my next recommendation. The second recommendation I'm going to give you guys is another fighting manga, but this time it's more specifically about MMA. The manga is Red Blue. Aoba Suzuki is a quiet student in class who often sits alone and doesn't really have any friends. Kenshin Akasawa is a rising MMA star who is the center of attention in any scenario and has been in the same class as Suzuki since they were kids. One day, Kenshin offers to have Aoba come play with them. Aoba rejects him, and since then, Kenshin has been confused about him. Now they're in high school, and Aoba's getting bullied one day, and Kenshin notices and stops the bullying. From there, Kenshin plays the hero, but calls Aoba empty for not fighting back or having any dreams. Aoba then swings at Kenshin, only to get destroyed, but from then on, he would vow to become the greatest MMA fighter and punch Kenshin in his smug face. I don't really do the manga justice in this synopsis. It's a little cooler than I make it sound, and there's a lot more details, but then that would be a whole video on itself, and that's not what we're here to do. Either way, this manga is really cool. I really like how weird the protagonist is. He doesn't really feel like a hero, but he also doesn't feel like a villain, so I think that's pretty cool. Also, the fights so far of the few we have seen have been really cool, and the art is great for the most part. I don't really have much more to say, but I think that's okay. Please give this manga a try. At only 14 chapters, there's really no harm in just checking out the first 5 chapters or catching up to the whole thing. The next manga I'm going to be talking about, and apologies if I butcher this, is Kijin Gentoushou. In the Edo era, young Jinta and his sister must flee their home, finding refuge in a mountain village. Years later, Jinta has grown into a skilled swordsman, sworn to protect the priestess of the village shrine. Charged with slaying a demon that threatens the shrine, Jinta confronts the malevolent creature in the forest only to learn a shocking truth. The demon speaks of events 170 years hence, when Jinta must confront the demon in the future. Thus begins an epic fantasy journey that spans multiple eras as Jinta hunts a demon through time and must come to terms with his own dark nature. This manga is just fun, basic demon stuff. You've seen it. I think what keeps me reading this manga though is our main character Jinta. As a kid, he was told by the Shrine Maiden's father with his final dying words to embrace the hatred. And I just think that's cool, and I hope there's a really cool payoff scene where he pops off. But like I said before, besides that, it's a pretty basic demon slaying manga, but I like it, and there's no shame in that. Also, it only has 6 chapters out, so there's not a whole lot of reading to do if you do want to catch up or even just check it out. Now, I know what you guys are thinking at this point. Is it gonna be all action? No, we're gonna switch it up with this one and talk about a manga that's just chill. Hirayasumi. 29-year-old Frieder Ikuta is a carefree young man without a love life, regular job, or any real worries about the future. He inherits an old house from the neighborhood granny where his 18-year-old cousin Natsumi moves in with him to study art in Tokyo. This is a story about Hiroto and the people around him who struggle with life. This manga, as dumb as it sounds, is just vibes. I think that's thanks to its protagonist Ikuta, who's just super chill about a lot of stuff and just lives day to day, not worrying about much besides what's for dinner. It's fun to see Ikuta interact with the people around him and how those who do have problems unwind in his presence and just relax and be themselves. Also, Ikuta was pursuing an acting career out of high school, but after events we haven't really been told, he dropped it all and became a part-time employee at a fish pond. I also like how we don't have a clear reason on why he quit. He always says it's because he was too nervous to act in scenes with females he was attracted to, but at another point we get a hint that he's lying to us and that there could be a greater reason as to why he is the carefree person he is nowadays. Also, the cast in this manga is just great, although it mainly consists of Ikuta, Natsumi, his cousin, and her friend, and then Ikuta's friend, who, forgive me for blanking on the name. The cast all just comes together and works really great. It's fun to see when they all come together and just do stuff. It's what makes this manga great. It's just the fun cast. You feel like they're real people. Also, the art in this series is really unique, and the color pages are super cool because they have this kind of watercolor palette. I don't know, I'm not good with colors. It's just cool and reminds me of watercolor. Out of all the manga I recommend in this video, this is the one I urge you to read the most because I think no matter what, just about anyone can enjoy this manga, and I personally really enjoy it. So this final manga is probably the funnest, if that makes sense, of this bunch I'm recommending, and that manga is Ottoman. Or Ottoman, Ottoman, Ottoman. I'm pretty sure it's Ottoman. But I'm just gonna say it however I feel like saying it. Either way, Soya is a sullen salaryman whose days are spent chasing after work deadlines, all while still keeping his dream of becoming a manga artist. To him, his one and only support in life is none other than his beloved wife, Yuka. One day, on his way back home, he was suddenly caught in an accident, and before he knew it, an alien had taken hold of his body. Not only that, the evil threat of another alien is closing in on Yuka too. This manga is just cool. I hate that that's the most I can really say about it, but it's just a cool manga, and it's super fun to read. The one thing I would say about this manga that stands out in all the coolness is the art. Somehow, in some pages, if this makes sense, it looks like you're watching what's happening through an action movie camera. Also, I just really enjoy Soya. Soya is cool. It's fun to see a protagonist who loves his wife. I've seen a lot of parallels in this manga drawn between Kaiju number 8 and Ottoman. So if you do enjoy Kaiju number 8, definitely check this one out. Although there is a bit of a different dynamic, I would say, between like the parasite in Kaiju number 8 and then the alien in Ottoman. It's basically the same stuff though. You know the type. Also, I do want to say this is the manga I've read the least of though. Out of all the ones I'm recommending, I've only read the first 5 chapters of this. And that's simply because I just want to get this video out on time. But either way, even with just those 5 chapters, I just really like this manga, and I recommend it to anyone who's just looking for a fun series about a guy who loves his wife so much he gets superpowers. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the manga recommendations. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you do have any of your own recommendations, please leave them in the comments, and I will be more than happy to check them out. And who knows, maybe they'll be in the next manga recommendations video. But without further ado, I've been Elijah D. Gray, and here comes the 10 out of 10 segment. Hey, you guys, how's it going? This 10 out of 10 segment is going to be pretty quick because I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite shows, if not my favorite show, which is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. This show's just great. I'm sure, hopefully, you've watched it. If you haven't watched it, you're doing yourself a disservice. I wouldn't say it's clean comedy like you would see in, I don't even know, half the sitcoms that are out nowadays. It's not like uh Modern Family or The Goldbergs or The Middle or uh 30 Rock. I don't it I don't want to say it's dark humor. It's just a very wrong humor. The whole idea of this show is you're watching 4 bad people do stuff. They're not like horrible like murderers. They're just not good. Um and so it's fun to watch. I don't know what more to say about the show. The newest season, I don't know if I'm really, I mean, I shouldn't say I don't know if I'm really fucking with the show anymore. I still love this show. The newest season was kind of weird, but I get it because, everyone's coming back from COVID, so they're doing all that stuff. Um, but I think this show, the first 4 seasons, I want to say, are just some of the best out there. And then even past that, it's all great. I think the 2 newest seasons I'm kind of iffy on, but maybe that's just because I haven't been able to really binge those shows. Binge those seasons, if you know what I mean. Because binging It's Always Sunny is just fun. It's just one episode to the next. But I guess waiting a week does kill the fun for me personally. I don't know. I'm sure if I went and binge watched through them all over again, they'd be great. And who knows? Maybe I will. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry. This has been a 10 out of 10 segment, man. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Check it out, 10 out of 10. Next week for the 10 out of 10, we're coming with an album. So, hope you guys are ready. Um, should I give a preview? Yeah, we're gonna be talking about my favorite Kanye album. Fuck it. Let's put it down in stone right now. We're talking about my favorite Kanye album next week. Guarantee no one is really going to agree with me. That's okay. My shirt collar's driving me crazy. Uh Guarantee no one's gonna agree with me on my favorite album. If there is someone who agrees with me, thank you. Um but yeah, that's been it for this 10 out of 10 segment and the video, really. Um, I do want to say for everyone who sat through the whole thing, thank you. Oh my god, I've been recording for 18 minutes now. I don't want the video to be that long. I was going to explain. You know what? I'll fucking speedrun this explanation. I made the whole script at like 2 in the morning on 4th of July when I got back home from friends. Here's pictures if I really feel like putting them in. So sorry if it sounded weird. Also sorry if I didn't talk about the manga as much as I said I was going to, because it turned out that talking a lot about Ottoman is hard because, like I said, I only read the first 5 chapters. Talking a lot about Hirayasumi is hard because it's a slice of life manga. The Demon Slaying one only had 6 chapters, so there's not a lot to talk about there, and even the premise promises stuff that we have yet to see in the first 6 chapters. So who knows? When I talk about Windbreaker, there's not much I really have to say about it. It's a delinquent manga. Please go read Crows, Rookies, whatever I popped up as I talked about it and said, go read the good old ones. Go read those. Those are my favorites. Yeah, but that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more, please subscribe. I'm making videos every Wednesday, trying to stick to it. That's why I'm here right now with this rushed ass video. Also, the camera is tilting. What the fuck? That's weird. Alright, but yeah, Also, if you enjoyed, please leave a like. Peace.